Hello, everyone, and
Oh,
welcome
awesome.
to UNM Esports. Today, we're going into a Overwatch match. That's gonna be it's gonna be University of Las Vegas versus the UNM team. What do you think
Woo!
is gonna happen today?
I think it's going to be a really tough match, but I'm really looking forward to seeing what everybody has to play because I know both teams have really good players, and I'm looking forward to see some people frag out to see how they work together as a team, how they like solve problems for things that happen, and I'm super excited. So,
Yeah. So first map, we're going into Nepal. For those unacquainted, first map is gonna be Control. That's like a King of the Hill style game mode with 3 stages. And after that, it's going to be loser's pick, going from control to hybrid to escort to 2CP, and then if someone hasn't been a winner yet, then we'll go to control.
yep. First to 3, let's go.
Yeah, I mean, I hope to see a UNM victory, but
Yes.
it's anything but assured at this point. But
I'm
we always
excited
root
to
for the
watch.
underdogs. I mean, we are the underdogs. We are the Lobos, if you will. The everyone's a Lobo. Woof
Everyone's
woof
a
woof.
Lobo. Oh, okay. Oh, here we are. Oh, I hit my mic.
Yeah, so looks like UNM's got a pretty
Yep.
double shield composition. Karama's gonna probably switch to likely Genji off after the Sim TP. Try to get out to that point a little bit faster.
Yep.
UNLV also does actually have that Symmetra. They're just they
Yeah.
incredibly
It's
inconveniently decided that they're not going to have all of their tanks all the way to the left. So that's fun.
yep. It's very common to see Symmetra being played on Nepal for the quick teleports.
Yeah. Oh, Karama's gonna stick the sim. He's gonna keep up. He's gonna put those turrets up onto the point,
Yep.
and
Krama
contact's
likes to
gonna
play
get
the
made.
funny sim.
Yeah, Valkyrie's gonna be doing his best. Gonna hold his mouse
Oh,
one,
they've been walled.
get some damage out. He's gonna get
Hopefully.
walled
Oh,
off and get no support from his team
no.
after break that line of sight. He's gonna go down to Hertz on the Diva, and Griffin's gonna put out his shield, try
Yeah.
and block that fire strike. It's not how that works. Bright Hammer's gonna go down in the background, and it looks like UNLV's already taken a commanding lead on that point.
That Maywall is deadly.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
it's a little tough to stay alive when you can't get heals, especially on that. I mean, main tank that is
yeah.
Orisa trying to just make some space for the team, but it's a little hard to make space if you're dead.
Yep. And it looks like they're staying with what they have. They want to give it one more go. And if they do keep this Symmetra, they will be getting back to point faster each time. So resets will be quicker.
Yeah,
They've
and
been
once
walled
again,
again.
Valkyrie's gonna get blocked off and killed right away. That's tragic. Bright
They've
Hammer's gonna get
dropped
taken out by the
window.
Mei, and Reinhardt's gonna just take tons of space and walk all over UNM as
Yep.
best as they can.
But they are down. Window from UNLV that has been used. So, and we're seeing some switches. We're going with a different double shield comp now. Oh, nope, we're going for more of a mirror. We want to keep Symmetra. Symmetra has ult.
Yeah, so Karama's going to be using his ult right away to start the fight, try and get the split the UNLV team as much as they can. Going to have a Blizzard come out. Is going to do a lot of damage to the UNM team. Griffin's going to lose his mech, and Yin's going to go down to Inspid. Going to have Valkyrie pin and find the Sulkar, actually. Huge pin from Valkyrie, and he's going to get healed up. And it looks like UNLV's down a lot, but also UNM's as well.
Yep.
Sucrose is going to go down alongside Valkyrie, and Griffin's going to do his best to try and get out of there with his tail between his legs alive.
Yep. Not staggering the Diva is actually huge for UNM. Staggered Divas are a killer.
Yeah, I mean, not only do they not get a respawn, they also got to wait for their mech to come back. So that's a huge, I mean, small victory for UNM. As they go up onto the left side of the point, trying to get past the choke point. Gonna have the window fire strike get taken out by the Diva defense matrix. Gonna have a High Noon come out in the back line. Is gonna find Karama, but Yin's gonna find a pick onto someone else. I didn't see the name. He's gonna hit his shots, take that Lucio out. Take that Lucio out just right now. Got
Yin
it.
is going. But
He's doing. But unfortunately not in time for the rest of his team to live. And it looks like UNM's going to give up that first point hold. But still 2 more maps on this point to hopefully get that back.
that May maps, God, I hate them. I remember when I played them. So let's see. Where are we going next on Nepal? We are heading to Sanctum.
Sanctum, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunity for some shenaniganery to happen. Looks like we're going to be going into that. Valkyrie's probably going to go for some pulls out into that huge pit.
Yep.
Looks like
And
UNLV going for, interestingly, a Ball and Diva comp.
Yep.
Interestingly, not going to be taking too much advantage of that pit that makes it really easy to knock people into.
Yeah.
And Zen Mercy not getting a ton of heals, but definitely having a lot of utility for damage output.
Yep. No May this time, so we'll see how things go. Looks like a lot of people are going to be using all of the open space and environmentals to the best that they can. So let's see how things go.
Yeah, having the Salkar's Ball already just about coming out and doing some havoc into the back line of UNM. And he's gonna get taken out really soon, actually. That's a he manages to escape with his life, but the UNM is gonna be able to push up and take the high ground on the point.
That was
Valkyrie's gonna be
fast turn on ball, so
yeah.
that gives them space. They are pumping in damage from UNM.
Yeah, and Valkyrie's gonna be Yin's gonna go down to Salkar, and he's gonna get booped off the map. I take it back. Salkar on the ball actually is gonna be able to take advantage of that pit. And Griffin's going to go down, and Karama as well. That's going to be a fight lost for UNM, trying to back out and save whatever they can.
Yep. That was not a bad first try. They got really, really close on 2 picks on both of the tanks. They just couldn't quite finish them off. The tanks were able to use their utility at the last second. So I'm excited to see that UNM keeps coming with that, because just dealing a lot of damage that they can't heal is fantastic. They got to watch out for that Mercy Res, though, on...
Yeah, and Sucrose has his amplification matrix online, ready to be used at the tip of a hat. But Bright Hammer gets taken out before that can happen with the mines, and so does the rest of UNM get taken out by Sesvi and Karma just doing work all over UNM, and get the stagger on Sucrose as well.
Unexpected but not unwelcome development.
Not looking great for UNM, but it's not too late for them to make a comeback. I mean, like we said, we're definitely the underdogs in this fight, but. I mean, people cheer for underdogs usually, right?
Yeah, no, and we haven't had our chance to start using our ults yet, so let's see how that goes.
Yeah, window visor absolutely online for UNM, probably ready to devastate the team. Valkyrie's gonna get taken out by a 5-orb from Karma. That's so tragic. Almost getting his karma, if you will. But Griffin's gonna go down to the other Sigma, and so is the rest of UNM getting taken out. Still having just about 4 ults on, almost 5 ults on board for UNM, and actually 5 ults on, or 4 ults on board for UNLV.
Yep. I like seeing how they're trying to think of different ways to approach the situation. They're like, okay, this isn't working, what can we do different? I think there's just quite not expecting it to go that way, but we'll continue to see how things go.
Gonna have an Echo use their duplicate in the back line. And duplicate the Sigma is gonna just take some point. Probably wasn't who he was aiming for. Gonna have the visor window come out. Nobody's going down yet, right? A lot of healing coming out, but oh, that's I wouldn't call that a C9 because they were definitely making an attempt, but Valkyrie looked like he was on the point for that. I'm surprised.
Yeah, very close. Alrighty.
So, definitely a dominant showing from UNLV, but not unrecoverable by the Lobos. We did manage to, I don't know if we won a fight, but we definitely got close.
Yeah, there were a lot of fights where we got early picks. We just didn't capitalize on them as nice as I would have liked to have seen. But I know that as we can go on, we can look forward to be like, okay, we have the pick, now where do we move from here? Because that's a big thing, is just because you get a pick doesn't mean that the fight is over, you've won. You need to know where to go from there. How important was that pick?
Yeah, and especially UNM seems to be losing their supports first a lot. I'm noticing that Brighthammer and Sucrose were getting picked first in a lot of the fights that we were losing, which seems to be a common trend among fights that get lost, is supports going down first.
Yeah, that's the state of Overwatch, is the support is such an integral role. As someone who's spent way too much time on Mercy, and like all of the coachings that I've gotten and all of the videos I've watched from professional players, is they say you're supposed to value your life over everybody else's, because if you go down, that is almost guaranteed that the fight is lost. But if you're alive, you can help keep the others alive, and the fight can keep going. It can have that momentum. So
yeah, I mean, if you're getting healed, I don't know exactly what the healing per second is on Mercy. I think it's like 7.
It's 50 healing per second.
50 healing per second. So that means if a tank goes into a fight and takes 500 health, if that fight lasts longer than 2 seconds, that tank has effectively 600 health, and that keeps going up for every amount of damage that tank keeps taking. So it's incredibly incredibly important to keep your healers alive. And
Yeah.
I mean, I feel like that goes without saying they're healers, but that's especially prevalent in Overwatch. That if your supports are down, the
Yeah.
fight ends quickly.
Yeah. No, for sure. But that's just the first map. We can shake it off. We're gonna go into the next map. It is our map choice. It's gonna be a hybrid map. If I had to guess, knowing my team, we're probably gonna be on Kings Row.
Kings Row.
I
All
just
right.
got word we are on Kings Row. Wow, I know them. Who would
It's
have
crazy. It's
guessed?
almost like you're the coordinator.
Almost.
Crazy how that works.
Yeah. So likely, if we're going on Kings Row, we're probably going to see some Genji out of Karama, and that means we're going to be looking for Nano Blades. So let's see how this goes. I'm excited. I know that they have a lot of potential, and when we fought Boise and we had like a Tracer and a Genji, and we were pushing them in really well. And Boise is one of the top teams in the Mountain West series, so I'm excited to see Kings Road. This is like kind of like one of our best maps. So
Yeah,
okay,
so
cool.
all
Okay,
right,
all right.
welcome back. We're going to be heading into Kings Row very shortly. That's looking to be hopefully a better map for UNM.
Yeah,
Uh,
no, for sure. Just,
a lot more chokes, a lot more or compared to Nepal, yeah, there's definitely a lot more choke points,
yeah,
a lot
there's a lot
more.
of more narrow. Like second point of Kings Row is just narrow corridors, and there's a lot of different flank points. So super great for some of our people's like favorite people to play.
Yeah,
So I'm excited.
I am excited as well. I mean, hopefully, given the showing we saw last match, going into a map that I know we're confident on, definitely sounds like a great boon
Yeah.
for us.
Oh, for sure. No, I'm also fairly sure that Nepal is not one of our more regularly played maps, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
everyone gets one. We're getting into their head. We're letting them think that they're better than they are, obviously.
Yeah, but I'm excited. We're gonna be going into Kings Row soon, which is also another one of my favorite maps. I think it's just well designed.
I have to agree.
Also, if anyone knows, just a fun little like story about Kings Row. If you've ever listened to voice lines and are curious, there's a Junkrat voice line that says, "So we're delivering a bomb to." Like kill some bots or whatever. Something very similar to that voice line is. So the actual point of King's Row is you're taking the payload to the end, and it is a bomb, and it's going to explode and kill a bunch of Omnics, because in the world of Overwatch there's like a race war between the robot people and the people people. So um, that's just fun little fact about King's Row, its lore, and all the fun stuff
I don't know how
about
far in
it.
the future Overwatch is, but good to know that or bad to know that even however many years in the future Overwatch is, racism still exists, and that kind of sucks. Uh, you
Yeah.
heard it here. You heard it here first, folks. Racism is not cool.
True. Yeah, no, but that's definitely one thing that is prevalent in Overwatch lore, and that's why Overwatch was somewhat founded, because there was this huge giant war that happened, and there were people who had like special abilities, and they were fighting in this war before it got disbanded. All Overwatch activity was like, this is illegal now, and there's like all the evil organizations that like Widowmaker and Reaper work for, and Reaper used to be part of Overwatch and all the fun stuff like that. But yeah, so, and there's also, you can tell like in interactions between characters is Zarya, coming from Russia, is not particularly fond of Omnics, which are the robot people. She doesn't necessarily like working with Zenyatta or Orisa too much, and
Or even Genji.
Genji is in a very tough place because he was killed by his brother and then brought back to life by Mercy, and he is a cyborg. He's part Omnic, part human. So the humans don't like him because he's part Omnic, and the Omnics don't like him because he's part human. So he's in this awkward spot, but he actually worked with Zenyatta. Zenyatta was like his master, his sensei or whatever, to help give him inner peace and everything.
I mean, even on Nepal, the home map of Zenyatta, there's a certain location on the map where you can find, if I'm not mistaken, you can find Genji's meditation room. He's got pictures of his family and some things on the wall that let you know this is Genji's room. And Genji, he spent some time in Nepal alongside Zenyatta. So, crazy to think that this shooter game where we're delivering a bomb to kill some bots is has such deep lore that hopefully will get expanded on in Overwatch 2 when that comes out. Sometime in the next 100 years.
Hopefully. Supposedly there's I know that the Overwatch League will actually be played on an early version of Overwatch 2. However, the Overwatch League matches don't start until May, if I remember correctly from what I was looking at earlier. And it'll be, Overwatch 2 is going to be a 5v5, not a 6v6. So that's some interesting things to look forward to. I know we're getting a bunch of new maps. Supposedly the direction that the devs want to take Overwatch 2 in is they want things to be a map meta. Like, if you're on this map, this is the heroes you play, rather than just these are heroes that are good right now. Is they really want it to be like, okay, it's this map and this map functions in this way, so these are the heroes that are good on this map. So that way you get different things here and there, which is something that I've heard about Overwatch a lot, is that it's repetitive, and that's why some people don't like it. So I'm excited to see that.
Yeah, looks like we're finally going into the game, onto King's Row. Now, I know we were just talking about Overwatch 2, and we're losing a tank in that transition. Out of Valkyrie and Griffin, who do you think stays?
Who do I think stays? Oh, I can't say that, because another thing is right now we have classifications of main tanks and off tanks. So they have different tank pools. So it's possible that they both stay, but again, that whole map meta thing is we have different people sub in, because having subs is absolutely fantastic. It is a blessing, let me tell you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to be that guy, but I definitely know that when my friend group starts playing Overwatch 2 again, I'm probably the tank that gets left out. But, happens. I'll be there on the sidelines cheering them on. Just much like we are here on the desk cheering on UNM in this uphill battle against University of Las Vegas.
Yep, I am super excited. I believe in them. I've seen them do fantastic things. I know that they're always on. I get bugged about it a lot by them too, and I'm super excited to see what they're bringing. Oh, they brought out Junkrat. Shoot, look at that. I know Kurama really likes Junkrat, one of his favorite people. So let's see what happens.
He likes him so much he's got a golden gun. So it looks like going into that first thing, they're actually going to be doing a little bit of a cheesy strat inspid on the Bastion, looking to see maybe they're trolling UNM just a little bit to see what they can get away with. Hopefully they don't play too hard, but that Bastion is going to be going up to the high ground right away. He's going to be beaming down Valkyrie's shield and probably the rest of UNM as well, as they have to recoil and find more defensive positions to get out of that Bastion's line of sight. For those of you in the crowd who somehow don't know, Bastion does a lot of damage but can't move very quickly or at all.
Yeah, and that whole idea of probably the Discord and just beaming down whoever is discorded can be very lethal, so they're gonna have to watch out for that. Someone's gonna have to be able to get contest, because it looks like they're just having one person touch while the rest of their team sets up a protect the president for Bastion.
Yeah, I mean, Kurama's doing his best. He's coming into that backline trying to take out some of the supports, but he's not finding a whole lot of success. Right Hammer is actually going to find the pick onto the Roadhog, but the Mei wall coming out from Yin's going to try to block off the Bastion, but instead just gives him a little bit extra high ground and better visibility onto the rest of the team. And he's already got his tank form, and
they're just trying to line of sight as best as they can.
Yeah, Griffin's going to go down. Valkyrie's probably going to go down a little bit soon. And so does Brighthammer. We're going to have the window come out, but it's not going to be enough, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Too little, too late to save the rest of the team.
And sometimes, from an outsider's perspective, as funky as Bastion might seem on attack on a map, it's actually fairly common in Overwatch. There used to be a meta of teleporting Bastion up on top of the head of the statue on attack. That
Used
be,
to.
like,
I think
the
that's still
thing.
quite relevant.
Well, that was like... I suppose it can still be good, but that's not like meta like it used to be in the collegiate scene years ago. But
Yeah, so Valkyrie looking to take some space up forward, trying to keep his team, give them more space to operate and keep keep the other team further away from his supports. Kurama's gonna find a pick onto the Bastion and onto the Genji. No
Already.
DPSs from UNLV. Is UNM gonna take this opportunity to push up? Hopefully.
they don't want them to be able to take this space again for Bastion, so...
Yeah, gonna have a lot of ults come out from both sides. You're gonna have the Transcendence come out from UNLV, and we're gonna have the
but it
Blizzard
came
come
out
out from UNM.
just a bit late. They couldn't save Roadhog. Roadhog got frozen. So.
Oh, huge, massive sound barrier coming out from Brighthammer, able to keep most of the team alive through that Dragon Blade. Griffin's gonna go down, but he's still not dead yet. Valkyrie's got his Earth Shatter online, but he didn't manage to get it off before he died, taking Brighthammer, Sucrose, and Griffin with him. Kurama gonna be holding down the fort by himself for just a little bit.
Yep, getting a cheeky trap onto the Genji. I almost called Genji Junkrat.
Doing a little bit of trolling, as we might say in the industry, coming out.
I can hear him in my head saying, "I'm gonna do a funny." I can hear it already.
Oh, well, so good to know this is not a uncommon occurrence for Kurama. He's taking some shots onto the team, getting some ult charge back, but he's still living very well. Griffin taking a lot of damage as well as UNM tries to come up and contest.
As best as they can.
That Shatter's gonna get blocked by Hertz, and we're gonna have the self-destruct finds too. Absolutely huge. And that's gonna probably turn the tide in the favor of UNM, hopefully. As
I'm not sure, because they got a few more picks off before that happened. It was about a 2 for 4 in that moment, so.
Yeah, and I didn't notice that Bastion was unfortunately not one of the ones to get killed by that Diva bomb, which...
looks like they're going for some swaps.
Yeah, I mean, they
Going
used a lot of
double
ults in that
shield.
last. Double shield, I mean, I hope those two shields will have enough health to put up against Bastion, but...
We'll see.
Bastion's kind of a menace.
He's just tearing through, yeah.
Valkyrie's probably going to be trying to get some DPS out onto that that Orisa shield, try to get rid of that Bastion, and he goes down right away. Really good pick for UNM. Valkyrie's reloading his gun in the middle of the fight, tragically not getting any DPS, but Kurama's going to find a Sesvi on the back line, and it's going to be...
The enemy Orisa is cut out in a bad position. She is not making it out alive.
Yeah. Excellent stagger by UNM, actually, trying to keep them... They weren't... I mean, I don't know if Hertz was not doing something out. He was not jumping off right away as I would have expected him to in a position like that, but got staggered a little bit. Valkyrie's going to put down another shield, trying to keep the line of sight safe for his supports.
Yep, holding corners. Absolutely.
Kurama's going to find a Riptire onto Karma. That's going to drop a support out, and Yin is going to take out Inspit as well on the Bastion. That's a support and a DPS down for UNLV. As they start a fight down 2, not a great sign. Kurama's going to get picked by Hertz, but still not great look for either side, given that, you know, UNLV has a shorter respawn, and I think they're much closer to the payload in where the fight is happening than UNM is. But the payload is getting backtracked right now, which is not a terrible sign.
They're showing life in their hold. They're taking great angles, and a lot of them
Ult economy is not looking great for UNM. Just used our only ult into UNLV actually having 6 ults on board. Let's see if Yin manages to get any value out. Gonna have all of them hitting Q at the same time to win the fight.
Yeah, so that's gonna get them some space on the payload, but if UNM can regroup, they still have a contest.
Yeah, Kurama finds Sesvi on the back line as well. Yin still has a Dragon Strike online, although not a whole lot of anything to combo that with other than maybe Valkyrie can get a short pull into the Dragons. But UNM's going to be dropping that, dropping the Bongo in the back line, trying to do some damage. gonna focus all of their effort onto killing Inspid on the Bastion, which is gonna pay off. Inspid's gonna go down, but Yin and Kurama are gonna also go down in that fight. Griffin's gonna be doing his best to contest the payload, but it's not gonna be enough to stop UNLV from taking it with 1:45 left on the clock.
But that was an absolutely fantastic hold on third point. UNLV went in with 4+ minutes, and we wasted 2 minutes of their time. We wasted half of their time on just that first corner until the entire enemy team said, we're gonna hit Q.
And all things considered, even that first point hold, even though UNM was down for most of that entire first point fight, it did take UNLV a lot of time to be able to actually capture that first point, which kind of defeats the purpose of doing a cheese strat if you're going to just take a long time to get and capture that point anyway.
Yeah.
Although, going into the offensive round, I'm not sure what UNM is going to do to probably do their best to get rid of that Inspid Bastion. He's probably not going to swap off that. Actually, I take that back.
Here we go with dive.
Yeah, going into the dive, much would normally be suicidal against a Bastion, but I guess they're banking on that play of Inspid being on not Bastion, which so far seems to be the case.
Yeah, and to me that does make sense. As a very long time ago, Overwatch used to have attack and defense heroes, but some of them felt like kind of weird. Like Widow works great as a fantastic offensive hero, not always as a fantastic defensive hero. She doesn't contest points, but and we see that a little bit with Bastion is he's used a lot more on attack on King's Row than he is on defense. So
yeah, especially since there's a lot of very vulnerable positions for Bastion to be setting up.
I'm surprised that they're not on Mei though a little bit, but
yeah, I mean especially with that major choke point right there on the first point, it's really easy to just kill a tank who pushes up too far. Valkyrie's going to be kind of outrange. Kurama's going to go down to Inspid right away, which is going to be not a great look for UNM. They're still going to try to push in. Absolutely very poor play from the pin coming up from the Salkar. But UNM is already down almost all of their players. Valkyrie's going to do his best to not get staggered, but it looks like that's not going to happen.
Yeah, diving this is going to be a little bit hard just because they have both Ana and Moira, and they just pump out healing. And it's also kind of hard to dive both a McCree and a Torbjorn. Torbjorn has his turret by him, and McCree has a flashbang. Or I guess Cassidy, that's his name now, my bad. Cassidy has a flashbang, so this is a bit hard. So yeah, we're seeing some of these swaps.
Yeah, so it looks like UNM's going to be pushing up and taking space, actually already getting a little bit of point presence. And Yin is going to take out Sespi, which is going to be huge, but Valkyrie's going to get antied and as well also lose a lot of his health. But the UNM team is actually doing out a lot of damage right now, still up one player, although a lot of low health players on the UNM side.
Yeah.
Griffin's going to be getting really high charge, trying to take out the other Zarya in the Zarya 1v1. Inspid's ready to come back, and Coalescence is going to get used by Karma, try to keep the team alive and do a lot of damage, and that's going to actually be the fall of most of UNM's team. They're going to back out and try to live to fight another day with 2.5 minutes left on the clock for the UNM.
Yep. But it looks like they have Nano Blade ready, and the one thing about running something like a Moira Ana is you don't really have much of a defensive ult.
Especially since they did use their Coalescence that last fight as well, which is the only thing they could really call a defensive ult.
Yeah.
Hopefully he's not going to get solo shattered. And, well, I guess he's not going to get solo shattered if he gets regular shattered. But UNM actually already just loses 3. They actually do manage to bait out, I think, 2 ults from that fight without using any of their own.
Both tank ults went down, so they don't have, and they also use, so they almost have nothing in response to a Nano Blade except just all 6 of them looking at him and shooting him, and then we still have another 5 players. So
yeah, UNM's pushing through the point. They're going to take out the Torbjorn turret really early, which is a good sign for the Genji, who wants to probably be in a backline, not having to deal with a team. But he's gonna get taken out by Inspid anyway. It's really ambitious charge comes out from the Salkar, but he's not going to find any value. Valkyrie's going to go down to Sespi, and the rest of UNM is going to take that opportunity to back out, but not before losing 3 of their lives. Not looking great for UNM with a minute left on the clock so far, although they do have 5 ults online.
Yeah. So we'll see what goes on, because they do have a lot of ults. They just need to, I think, start using them. I think using maybe a Berg ult to start off would be good. Oh, there were 3 of them up there.
I mean, at a certain point, just everybody hits Q, right? Like,
Yep.
High Noon's going to come out from the Cassidy, not going to find any value.
Yep.
Doesn't even zone. Salkar's going to go down, which is going to be really, really problematic. And it looks like they're basically flipping the sides. It looks like UNLV's playing offense right now, trying to come through that choke. But UNM's going to find 2 ticks onto the point before the Coalescence comes out from Karma. We're going to have the Graviton Surge come out, is going to find 2, and
there goes the blade.
Dry Blade's going to come out not without a nano. And UNM is still somehow not taking the point, but the nano boost is going to get used onto Griffin with his 100 charge, just absolutely beaming through Reinhardt, but it's still looking really, really tough. Yin on the Tracer is going to be doing his best to dodges the Earth Shatter that finds Bright Hammer. Valkyrie looks like the last 2, or Valkyrie and
looks like they are going to get this in an overtime push. So we gotta continue on. Now we gotta go into the corridors.
Yeah, I mean, definitely could have been a better first point push from UNM, but the fact that they managed to get through it at all, given the really, really rough start, is pretty impressive. And Valkyrie looks like he's going to be taking up a lot of space, kind of scaring UNLV back into their pants. Let them know, hey, you know, we can play the game.
They want to create space so that one person in the back can just push the cart and not have any worries, and they'll just roll on through. It's one of the big strategies of King's Row.
Yeah, gonna have a Molten Core combo come out with the Graviton Surge. Is gonna find 2, find 3 actually. Kurama's doing a little bit of a sneaky, like you said. You can hear it in your head saying I'm gonna do a funny. Probably looking to take out. Oh, it looks like he gets found out, and that's.
Yeah, they probably realized, hey, we never killed Doomfist. Where is he? So that can be a problem with better teams, is they're gonna realize we didn't kill everybody. There's this hero that exists. Where are they? They're on the lookout for those types of things.
Yeah, so the Torb turret's going to go down to start the fight, although UNM looking kind of weak on Valkyrie. But he's going to use a bubble and not take any damage, which is potentially problematic. And Valkyrie's going to get nano boosted. He's going to absolutely face check the other team into...
Yep,
Why are
corner
you
swinging on them?
Corner swinging, absolutely great. That's a term I probably should start using more often.
Yep, the corner swings.
Yeah, Valkyrie's going to be pushing up. He's going to lose his shield. He's got 12 health, not ready to block a shatter from the Salkar, which he's probably likely going to have soon. Both shatters just about ready to come out. Yin's Cassidy going to have a Deadeye really, really soon. That could be potentially really problematic for UNLV. They don't have a whole lot. Going to have a corner grab come out. He's going to actually manages to find the shatter onto Inspid, but the rest of the team is also going to be left wide open. Karam and actually just Valkyrie and Yin going down.
It's about even, so they're still continuing to push forward, seeing if they can get the rest of the team. They're probably calling out targets. They really want the Moira dead, because if Moira's not dead, the rest of the team's not going to die either.
Yeah, I mean, Hertz is kind of out by himself right now. He's actually getting a lot of support from that Moira. No longer out by himself. UNM kind of got a nut up right now. They got 0 seconds on the clock. Is Valkyrie the only one there? Looks like it. And that's going to be pretty much, I mean, unless, yeah, no, that's going to be a second map loss on King's Row for UNM.
King's Row, yep. But I like a lot of the things that I was seeing out of them on this map. I could definitely see a lot of their strategy making, and they're like, okay, we're going to go for this. I can see what they want to go for, and it was just, I mean, like, my brain is watching, and I'm like, I like how they're thinking. They did better on this map.
Yeah, I mean, they definitely put up a fight. They managed to get through that first point, which was more than they managed to do on Nepal.
Yeah, no, they're definitely adapting, improving, making sure they're warmed up, so.
So is there anything that you would like to see UNM improve on so far, other than just winning fights? Is there anything that you've noticed that seems like a mistake that they're making frequently?
So I think, and I think we saw it again, kind of like what we talked about a bit, and then in that last fight is, they had maybe even picks. They were pushing forward. They had control of the payload, but they lost that last fight because they couldn't melt down the tank fast enough because there was an Ana and a Moira. They had both supports alive. And I think looking at that support to be like, okay, that support dies, then that eliminates half of like the overall health pool or something.
Yeah, I don't remember who we were watching, but I called out that, the Zarya was by herself and then got support from the Moira, and instead of shooting the Moira, they kept shooting the Zarya, which doesn't work.
Yeah, when they're pumping out healing, it can be hard like that, especially if like two Zaryas are at 100 charge and they're just beaming each other down, and one has just so much healing. It's gonna be really hard.
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of how Overwatch works. If two people of equal skill are shooting each other and one of them has a healer and the other one doesn't,
Yeah.
the one with the healer wins. But that just comes back to what we were saying before about healers being very, very valuable,
Yes.
and that's how the game works. Healers are very valuable.
Yeah, no, they definitely got support in at the right time. But I saw improvement. I'm excited to see more improvement because I know it's coming. And everything that happens here is not just done all sale, because in Mountain West, we're going to fight everyone again. So we can look at this map, we can be like, okay, what did we do wrong? What can we do better? And then we can fight them again and be like, hey, what's up?
So what
We're
do you
back.
think? What do you think map we're gonna go to for Escort, given that it's losers pick so far?
So, for Escort, Dorado, yeah, that's
Okay,
what I was thinking. I'm like, they're not going to choose Rat 66. They don't necessarily like Rat 66. And normally the Havana choices are enemy team choices. So we're going to Dorado, or as I like to call it, Dorito. Like the chip.
I mean, there's a big triangle on the map, so it makes sense that it's a Dorito.
And if anyone's familiar with Gremlin Babby Diva, she loves Dorito chips and Mountain Dew. So it's the gamer's choice of food. So we'll see. We're probably likely going to see either some double shield or some dive from both. I wonder if we're going to see any pharmacy from any team, because that's pretty common. Hoping maybe see some Widow. I like seeing Widow. She's just fun to watch. I love good aim. So.
Well, I mean, given the track record of both of these teams, I mean, I've seen Kurama absolutely kill people. I've seen Yin absolutely murder people. I'm sure that I don't remember which one of them. One of them's a top 500 player.
Yes, Kurama's in top 500 and Yin is a Masters player. So they're both incredibly talented.
Yeah, I'm sure there'll be some head clicking.
Oh, for sure. I'm excited. So.
Yeah. So, going into Dorado, obviously we just talked about what picks we want to see, but do you think there's going to be any more strategy? Do you think they're going to be doing any better jobs or worse jobs just trying to get onto those supports that are keeping the team alive?
It also partially depends on the supports, because some supports are easier to dive than others. Because, like, diving a Moira is kind of hard, like I say.
And diving a Briggs might as well be impossible.
Brig is actually a lot squishier now than she used to be. Like, Brig 1.0, impossible to kill. She can 1v1 anyone. Doesn't matter. She'll 1v6 your whole team. No, but, she's actually quite fragile now. I recently had someone tell me that she's kind of played a little bit like Mercy now. Is you shouldn't be seeing the enemies that much. You shouldn't be in their face. You should be hitting the inspires. You should be babysitting the other support. If somebody comes to try to dive them, be like, no, this is my support, not yours. You're not allowed to have them. Kind of like a little like protector role, but they're not on the front lines anymore. So.
Well, that just goes to show you how good my Brig gameplay is.
Yeah, no, Brig is a lot harder to play than she's given credit for, if you ask me. So.
Yeah, it looks like we're going into the map very, very soon.
Yep.
For those not in the know, Dorado is an escort map, very much like the second half of King's Row, except for the entirety of the map, where you have a payload that you're pushing from point A to point B. That gives a lot more opportunity for teams to hold choke points, given that there's a lot more different choke points instead of just the one main choke point before the control point and then the rest of the map.
Yep. Oh, and it looks like we're already seeing a Widow come out of UNLV from Sesvi.
Yeah, and like you said, it looks like we are going to see the Fair Mercy come out from Kurama and Brighthammer.
Yep.
Can't say that I'm surprised, given that the last match I saw of UNM on Dorado almost 6 months ago versus what is the other whatever NMSU. Yeah, it's so forgettable. I forgot their name.
That was that was also when I played for the team, and I'm kind of like the local Mercy one trick here, so it was very easy to fit in any sort of Mercy comp when I played. She's like my go-to girl, so.
Yeah, so looks like going into that start, we're actually going to be playing a ball comp, which is something I was not expecting. But Yin on Sombra, also probably a great pick. Gonna see we don't have a whole lot to deal with the Widowmaker coming out from Sespi. Hopefully Kurama's air strafing is going to be good enough to not get immediately headshotted. But Inspid's actually going to find Sucrose right away, actually. Not,
Yep.
not great, and Sespi's going to find Kurama. Once again, looks like we're
Yeah.
repeating the story of UNM loses the first pick and loses the fight. Griffin's doing his best to get killed. He's like, hey, look at me, please. Please kill me. I don't want to
Yeah.
have to regen my mech the entire time. And it's going to happen. He's going to get staggered, though. And UNM's going to be walking back into spawn saying, okay, what are we going to change up next time?
Strategizing.
Yeah, Valkyrie's going to go in and immediately try to slam the Reinhardt. Not going to get a whole lot of mileage out of that. Yeah, he's going to go up to the high ground. He's going to be on the supports like glue, actually. Aim for the Ana, please. Not that I could do better. There's a reason I'm on the desk and not out there. Absolutely vicious D.Va 1v1 coming out from Griffin. And
Yep. Griffin went up there to go after the soldier, and the enemy D.Va noticed him, was like, oh no, that's my soldier.
yeah, Griffin's gonna lose his mech, and the nano boost is gonna come out onto the Salkar. Kurama's still in the backline with right hammer, but kind of a little bit difficult to push and get kills when the rest of your team is dead. And as I say that, that's what happens. Sarkar's doing a little bit of and he finds Yin.
He
Absolutely tragic.
I've never seen a Reinhardt search for a Sombra like that. I've seen a D.Va always be messing around for it. Oh, Sucrose wants to say hi to the enemy team.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't give up so easily yet, but actually we've got just about 5 ults on board. Gonna have Valkyrie probably try to go up to the high ground, doesn't quite make the swing. He's gonna get shattered before he can take off the...
they don't quite have anything to respond to a shatter with, so...
Yeah, so actually Yin and Kurama gonna go down. No DPS is left for UNM, and Griffin's gonna get taken out as well.
Yeah.
Same old tragically of UNM getting picked early, and sometimes that just happens. The whole team does.
This is also definitely kind of a funky thing that I haven't seen before. Oh, they take out the D.Va. They caught her overextending. That'll always kill you.
Yeah, hopefully UNM is going to use this opportunity to use that pick to go home, or push the cart home, like I said before on King's Row. The attackers usually have the advantage at the early stages of a map just because their spawns are closer to the objective they're trying to push.
Yep.
And the defenders have a much longer respawn and walking back time.
Looks like there's a lot of repositioning going on. And the ults are coming out from UNLV.
Yeah, Salkar is gonna find Kurama and Yen, and Inspade is also gonna find the pick onto someone else. Griffin kind of taunting in the back line. Looks like UNM might have.
He's just waiting. No, he's just waiting for the rest of the team. He says, I like D.Va emotes. They're fun.
I agree. I mean, Kurama's actually gonna do a lot of damage. Sespi's absolute in the back line. Is he gonna capitalize on it? Probably not. Sespi's gonna find a health pack and come back. Oh, Yen's actually gonna find Sespi.
Yep.
Gonna have a self-destruct come out. Isn't gonna find a whole lot of value, but it is gonna force UNLV into a less favorable position. Gonna have the Shatter come out. Is gonna find 2-3 people. Salkar's gonna take a pin out on Griffin, and that's gonna halt the UNM's momentum right away.
Deadly sleep onto. That was an absolutely fantastic sleep onto the Genji. Sad for UNM, but it happens.
Yeah, it looks like we have the Nano Blade online as well as the Minefield and EMP coming out from Yin to see maybe, hopefully, just press Q, guys, press Q.
Yep, it looks like they're...
It looks like there's going to come the Minefield, going to have the other D.Va Bomb come out, and it's going to find Kurama. That's actually really, really bad. EMP is going to come out and is going to stop Salkar and being able to pin in. Going to have Karma drop his beat right away to keep himself alive. Valkyrie's going to get slept in a entirely inconvenient location. Griffin's going to be doing his best to fight the Reinhardt 1v1 as Baby D.Va, which doesn't usually tend to go well. Kurama's going to get taken out by Inspit's rockets right before he would have gotten killed by the Shatter, and UNM take a whole 64 meters of payload space.
It's a bit difficult. I'm looking, and I think that was another kind of... That's definitely something funky. I've never really seen that Reinhardt play on first point defense for Dorado, and so I don't think the team has either.
Have we seen Salkar play anything but Reinhardt? I think he's played something else, but I can't remember what.
I believe at one point they were on like Sigma and Orisa or something like that. They had a Sigma ball over on Nepal. I don't remember which one he was, I'm sorry.
I think he was the ball, but yeah, so far a lot of Reinhardt coming out from the Salkar, and seems to be Oh, he's gonna do a little bit of a
The ball again.
hog and ball torture, as we sometimes say.
Yep.
Looks like he's gonna be playing some music on the bells, letting us into a treat. Hopefully, nothing that's gonna get our Twitch stream copyright claimed, which
Yeah.
never can be too safe in this day and age. Legal fees are expensive.
And it looks like they're headed out with the Torbjorn.
Yeah, actually.
Torbjorn's always just kind of a funny pick, and he's perfectly valid. I've definitely seen him be good. I see Torbjorn in it. I giggle.
I mean, the funny short Swedish man. He
Yeah.
can be surprisingly deadly after the rework. The rework was probably several years ago at this point. I don't know when it was, but Salkar is just gonna ball straight past the entire team. He's gonna be. I don't even know if any of UNM saw him run past.
Yeah, he might try to come and boot people forward, get them out of position. That's always a scary thing that ball can do.
Yeah, it
They
looks
gotta
like
be
already
watching out from behind.
UNLV taking a lot more space than UNM managed to in the entire first couple minutes of the last round. With 3.5 minutes left on the clock, UNM's got to defend the whole measly 10 meters of space. Yin's going to be taking some shots out on Torbjorn. He's going to be standing in that immortality field trying to keep himself alive. He's going to take out
someone
Hurt.
needs to touch.
Actually.
Oh, no one
Ooh.
was quite there to touch.
Yeah, tragic 0-3 from UNM, but going into this match, as much as it sucks to say, we were kind of expecting this. We've heard that UNLV has been kind of killing it recently.
UNLV has always been killing it. They're a very dominant team. They're one of the best collegiate teams. But we can learn a lot from these matches. There were definitely fights where it wasn't something big. It's not like this huge skill gap. There are just small mistakes that happen. So.
Yeah. So a lot of really small mistakes from UNM pile up to. I mean,
Yeah.
sometimes it's not even just about the mistakes, just other teams playing better, but definitely not a bad fight put up by UNM
No.
for most of the, especially on Kings Row. We got a lot further than I was expecting to.
Yeah, no, Kings Row was fun to watch, and there are definitely things that we can look back on. We're going to look back on these games. We're going to be like, okay, what can we do better? What went wrong here? Because there's just those small things, and if we can just be like, I constantly do this one thing, and that's costing us maybe a little bit of space, which makes it harder for X player to do this, and like just very small things that you can do, just behavioral things. And I think that we can like elevate our gameplay to the next level, so that way when we fight them again, is we're gonna give them a run for their money. We're gonna give them hell. So.
I mean, you as a coordinator, are you gonna give your team a stern talking to, or are you gonna give him a pat on the back after today?
Well, I mean, I'm not gonna be like, man, you guys were fantastic. You're the best team ever. Because I mean, I do think they're the best team ever, though. I'm not gonna lie. I love my team. I think they're fantastic. I know that they work super hard. But I'm gonna tell them like, yes, we lost today, but that's okay. Losses happen. We learn from losses. We learn more from a loss than we do from a win.
Absolutely.
So we're gonna take it and we're gonna run. As I keep telling my team, this is our anime. We're gonna have a whole redemption arc, and nobody's ready. Nobody knows that UNM. We're coming for them.
Are we they good enough friends to have the flashback, the friend flashback moment right before the loss, though? Are they good enough friends for that?
I believe so. I do try to plan team dinners every now and then, so I'll plan more. We're gonna be increasing our practicing, I know, as well, so we're gonna really be focusing, buckling down, and I can't wait to see what they have in store for us in all the next games, and I can't wait to watch them and be there for them. I'm super excited, so.
Yeah, thank you everyone in the audience for watching. Good game to University of Las Vegas, and looks like that's probably going to be it for us tonight. You can see us once again. You can join us at UNM Esports on Discord, and or discord.gg/UNM Esports or twitch.tv/UNM Esports. Find us right here. We stream often, especially Mondays and Tuesdays seems to be our most busy nights. Come join us again, and we look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yes.
I've been Tristan.
And I'm Reagan. I'm Giraffe, so.
And thank you for joining us.
Woo!